Okay, so we've done 2 levels of Dremel work, and we've done a couple of grades polishing. We've just finished off with burnishing cream. Yeah, we did a
use 3 and 5
in our sequence, and now I'm just going to. Actually, I don't need to do it individually. I'm just going to take off the loose stuff, and what we get left with.
You want to go sideways.
What we get left.
Gets more off.
Get left. See, he's telling the master now. The pupa has become the master. We now have a pain in it. Don't I can do silly voices, Thomas. I'm allowed to. We have now a beautifully shined up thing, and now I'm going to let you loose with picking all of these off the edge, so you can just pull them all off. And that's the real reveal. Well, actually, while you do that off to there a minute, I'm going to just give this a brush down because we're going to bring in the body for the great next part of the game. Dremel's great because it will do frets, but Dremel will also, with a tiny bit of polishing stuff, Dremel will bring old machine heads back to life. Well, it won't make them work better, but it will bring them shiny.
You need to polish this off as well, because you can see.
Oh yeah. You will end up with a neck with a lot of brown and grey goo on it. But again, that you can a bit of silicone polish or whatever, Mr. Sheen or whatever you use, will clean that off. And this is a bit of a slow, boring thing, but you need to pull each one of those fret guards off. Now I'm just going to go and get the guitar body.
Something satisfying about pulling the tape off is the part where you get all of the black stuff that you got rid of off the frets and replacing it with with the actual fretboard itself.
Yeah.
And against the
and that's a pretty good looking fretboard.
Yeah. Against the frets, it looks very nice.
I'm hoping this microphone still works because I just caught it on the corner of our deck as I went running into the house to get a cup of tea, and I've probably broken it. I certainly lost a bit of it, but with a bit of luck it will still work. So what we're going to do next is so I'll continue that. Do you want to go into the house and get the Mr. Sheeny stuff? Because under the sink it should be, where all good household polishes should live. Yeah, we're just going to give the neck a bit of a general clean up to take away some of the goo that's resulted from doing this fret levelling and polishing work. And once we've done that, then we're going to reattach it and get into stringing it. And once we've strung it, we're then in a position to start setting the guitar up, which will be a process of adjusting the action, making sure, well, first of all, there's a sequence to it. First of all, making sure that the neck relief is set correctly, and then once we've done that, setting the action. And once we set the action, then we set the intonation of the guitar to make sure it's properly done. So at the moment we've got a beautifully levelled and polished frets. They look like a joy to play, really nice and shiny. Silvery colour, they're fully cleaned up. But we do have some residue from the job we've just done down the side of the guitar and a bit of splatter on the headstock. But with a bit of luck, with some basic household polish, we will clear that up in a minute. Thomas will do that. I'll get him another cloth ready for it. Nice white one. And then we'll be into the fun part of getting this back together. There's still some work to do on the body, but we'll do that with the neck on in future.
I think you got replaced by Pledge, actually.
Okay, Mr. Pledge, product placement. So just spray a bit on there, and then.
Oh, no. Doesn't even come out very well.
Right, just get a bit on there, and just go around then. Just go around this and try and take off the goo wherever you see it.
Yeah.
It should come off fairly easily. There you go. Yours. And we got some sunshine finally today. Yeah, so you can see a bit of the lacquer repairs, I'm really using this guitar at the moment where the lacquer is concerned as a bit of a test to see how easy it is to do. So that will look a bit rough for a while, but it still even looks better than when we got it because it had some chips that were right through to the wood, so that, you know, they obviously stand out a mile.
It also, because they're both at different stages, both of these parts, you can tell the obvious difference from when we got it to how it is now. For instance, the neck, or how it will be in the case of the body, the neck we've done the work on, whereas the body we've only just started doing the work on. So you can tell the obvious difference between how it was and how it is.
But I know that as soon as we get this strung and set up today, Thomas will disappear with it and just end up playing with it and never want to give it back for me to finish the bodywork. That's okay.
I take pride in the stuff I do, but you know, it's for sharing.
Oh. Now we're missing on this body. We're currently missing one of the tremolo tailpiece screws, but I've ordered some. They're not very expensive at all, so I'll add that when it comes in. I don't. Actually, that will be a problem to add that. I could add that at the next string change. It's not critical, and I don't think I want to wait for now to get this thing set up. It isn't critical. We've got the bridge saddles here. Yeah, looks pretty good.
Oh, wait, got it.
Now what we're going to do is put the neck back on. This guitar came without any shim between the body and the neck. Sometimes, thank you.
It's not done yet.
Oh. Sometimes you'll find, when you take the guitar apart, you'll find a little piece of, I don't know, sandpaper or a tiny piece of wood or a chip of something tucked in there.
And to hold it into place.
No, it's to tilt the angle of the neck, right? And that allows you to, it gives you more options sometimes on your setup.
Yeah.
Doesn't do any harm to put something in there, but if you don't need it, you don't have it, because anything in that neck pocket will reduce the sort of the way that or increase the likelihood of the guitar vibrating. And really what you want is as little of vibration as possible in an electric guitar, because you want, thank you, you want most of the vibration to go into the string only.
Yeah.
So we'll just check that fit again. It's lovely and snug. Nothing to slip into that pocket. So we will just turn it over. This guitar has been dropped and it does have some cracks in the side of the pockets, but they're not, it's okay. They're non-life-threatening, so I'm not going to try and attempt to repair them. If they were really bad, we might have to do something with super glue and attempt to strengthen them up a bit. If you can just hold that there while I get the screwdriver. I'm not going to do it with a machine driver, I'll do it manually. And I want to go down and tighten everything, and I want it to be able to move so I can get the screws back into their original position. So when you're doing something as important as this, let everything move until the last sort of possible moment so that it starts to grip, and it will grip it all and pull it back into its original positioning.
Yeah.
If you go into one corner first and lock it down tight, then everything else might be out and you'll have a funny crooked neck. Because this has been together for many years and it will want to go back into its natural position.
That's fine now.
I'm going to put it back on here a bit, make sure it's safe. Okay. Again, also the plate will move around until the last moment, and it's countersunk, so the screws that you're putting in will position the plate by default. Now, I don't have a torque driver or a torque screwdriver that measures how much force. I guess all that's worth saying when you come to putting the neck on, it's almost, think about what you're doing, Thomas. Sorry, when you're putting the neck on the guitar, when you think what you're doing is you're making as tight a connection, a smoother connection between the inside of this pocket and the neck as possible. So you really do want quite a bit of force on these screws. One of the guitars I took apart and did the other day actually wasn't done up tight enough, and what happened was it led to quite a bit of vibration, because the vibration of the strings was just going into this loose space. So apart from breaking the threads, which you could do if you push too hard, you know, you can go quite hard with these screws because you do want this join to be as firm as possible. And I'm going to do it hand pressure tight, and then I'm going to stop. Okay. Ooh. There's our beautiful neck back on our beautiful guitar. Straight, frets polished, levelled, polished, everything in order. We don't need to do anything up here. We're missing a string tree, but I've ordered those as well, one of those spare. So now the job, if you can do this one for me, Thomas, that'd be good. The job of this is just to get these into place. I'll show you first. Take that one out, unscrew it out the back, put that through the hole in this order, right? Put that through the hole, spring on with the fat bit on next, and then it's a bit tricky. You push that and just get it to bite, and then leave it there, and we'll do it with the screwdriver. Thank you.
Is it going this way?
Yeah, so that one next. Okay. So we're going to get all 6 of those bridge parts in. Oh, lovely evening, sunshine.
Bit of a paralysis for you.
Bit of what?
What's it called? Paralysis?
Yes.
When the weather transpires what you're feeling.
Oh,
as in
reflects your excitement and joy for having recovered a guitar.
For being able to fix up another guitar.
Yeah. So it was like laid on, especially.
Just have to have some sunshine at some point.
Yes, it is spring here in England. Okay, now what we've got a special deal on Ernie Ball Super Slinky strings. I bought 3 sets at once, and I got them for about £3 something each per set, which is quite a good thing. If you're setting up a few guitars, you can save a bit of money buying them that way. If you can afford it, use Elixir strings. They are much better.
Sam's opinion. Everyone has different opinions.
In my opinion, they are much better, I think. They last a hell of a lot longer.
From what I've seen on my guitars, they do fit right, because I have 2 guitars. I have an electric and an acoustic, and I don't need to change them very regularly, although probably should at some point.
Yeah,
but
when they start,
they do work for both the guitars, and
I do like them. It doesn't make sense if we're buying guitars, doing them up and selling them on. It doesn't make that much sense to put a £10, £11 set of strings on a guitar, because that really is going to up the price of it for the next person who comes along. That's interesting. There's no downwards travel on this pickup. It's a bit, something's wonky about it.
Just go down a little bit.
This will go down this side. Just starting off with them as down in place first. What we'll do is I'll get a close-up of the... actually, if I can just put this to the camera. On the bridge saddle, you've got the saddle that the string goes over between those 2 posts, and those 2 little posts are screws with an Allen key fitting, and those you can turn to lift this bridge saddle up off the ground. And I've got them all set totally flat on the bottom at the moment, and we'll go through and set the action in a minute. But we'll put the strings on, tension them up roughly, using another guitar as a guide, and then this is the sequence you've got to remember, Thomas. Once you put the strings on and tension them, before we do any other setup, we don't set the bridge height, we don't do anything else. What we'll do is we'll let the guitar recover for a few minutes, and then we'll look at the bend in the neck, because right now it's flat.
But when you put the strings on, it changes.
That's right. When you put the strings on, it will pull some curve into it, and we want to get the amount of curve just right. And there's quite a simple way of checking that, which we'll come to in a minute. Once we get that right, we will then start concentrating on the action, and then once we've got the action we like, we'll then set the intonation, and we'll be ready to go. Okay. So, what have we got? We have got all our saddles on. They're all pushed forward, so the intonation will be completely wrong. That's fine. I mean, I'm just going to pull them back a bit because we know we're not going to start with them all rammed forward. There will be some amount of slack taken out of them. We might as well preset it a little bit.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll just be doing it with the strings on, which is harder because they're under tension then. And my Japanese Strat, I thought these saddles, original Fender saddles, even though it was a Squier actually, it was interesting that the saddles were marked Fender because it was all American Fender parts made in Japan or constructed in Japan. And they all started getting rusty with age, so I replaced them with this, well not these kind, but similar kind to before, but without the fender on it, and I thought it was doing a really good thing. And now I realise if I ever wanted to sell it, I've got to go up the attic and try and find all the parts.
Yeah.
I have no idea where they are.
You have to go up the attic.
Yeah.
Right.
And put all the original rusty saddles back on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sort of set. Now we're going to go into string loading as quick as we can. For that we do need our string winder, which has gone for a walk somewhere. Alert, alert. It's in this box.
Somewhere.
Yeah, it is. String clipper, string winder. Pain in the backside. Stick that somewhere else for now. Okay, so we're going to load this up fairly quickly. These are 10s, are they? 9s?
9s.
Okay. And of course, this is being a pain straight away. The string isn't going through, it's catching.
9, 16, 24, 32, 32.
This is really annoying straight away. Sometimes on these guitars, what you'll find is, this is not the case, but sometimes you can have these right in the way of the string holes, but I've pulled them back far enough. What we want to do is get them through cleanly and out the other side. And these, I found on these Bullet Strats and these Squier Strats, thank you, it isn't a completely clean tunnel. The tremolo unit, oh, I better put the string tree back on. That string tree is not very good. I'm going to replace this